everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of El Koki Otaku. Today, our special guest with so many active new lovely characters, such as Shizuo Satou in Kaya-chan Isn't Scary, a new Crunchyroll series which is damn good. Hansa Cervantes in Fate, Strange Fake finally is here. Tatewaku Makabe in City, the animation. Manjirou in Dan Dan Dan. Probably you guys don't recognize Manjirou the name, but the guy with the eyebrow, mono eyebrow, that guy. And Burn Fujiwara in Beyblade X. So today we welcome from Puerto Rico, Kevin Andrew Rivera.
Hola, everybody. What's going on? Thank you for having me on, X.
Thanks to you. You know what? I feel bad. I went with the English accent. Let me say that again. Kevin Andrew Rivera. Now sounds better.
Ahí estamos. Kevin Andrew Rivera. Así mismo. You gotta roll the R's.
That's something that killed me many times when I speak with people here on Texas. I change the Spanish name to English. I don't like that English accent, and then I'm like, why am I doing this? It's like Rivera. No, it's Rivera.
Yeah, it's not the same when you say it with an American accent, you know? Rivera. Someone once called me Riviera, and I said, no, that's wrong. But you were so close. So another person once asked me if my name was Kevin Rivers. And I go, mira, pero tienen que hacerlo en español porque we can't keep saying these things, you guys. Come on.
The deal is we Hispanic people, when we make this translation, that English accent, that we don't know why we do it, for sure you have another Hispanic next to you. You're going to look at you like, really, dude? Like,
so sometimes I'll read a name in Spanish in my head, but I'll read it with an American accent, and I'll go, Kevin, come on, what are you doing? Like that's a Spanish word. You could say it in Spanish. Come on, man.
And I lost the count how many times I screwed up that mistake. And the worst thing is that we know that if I mispronounce a name in English, French, Italian wrong, they're going to correct me. The right way is in the native language. So I'm like, why am I translating the Spanish last name? I think it's Hispanic culture. I think it's the, how they call it, the when we're polite, that we like to welcome everybody. We welcome people so much that we try to even adapt to our guest language, and we make that mistake many times.
We're just trying to be nice. We're just trying to be respectful, you know?
And talking about being respectful, then, Kevin, you have Crunchyroll this season, the winter 2026 is loaded. Lot of main big anime, and right now you have 2 series involved in this season. So how are you feeling so far, being active in a very high, big Crunchyroll campaign?
Well, thank you so much for asking that. And also, before I even answer that question, Onyx, I think you are the coolest human being. I've heard all of your interviews. I am a big fan of you. You deserve all the love and praise. And please don't stop doing what you're doing. You're awesome. Amen. There. So to answer your question, though, it feels really cool. It's insane. It's weird because growing up in Puerto Rico and then Connecticut and then California, like, you look at the stuff that you grew up watching, and a lot of it is anime for me. And it's a really big thing in your head of like 13-year-old Kevin would never imagine that he'd be doing anime. And here's 31-year-old Kevin flipping the numbers around, looking back and going, no, dude, like you got the chance to work hard and you made it work. And here you are today. It's extremely surreal. And I just, I pinch myself hoping that I get to keep doing it. And I don't ever take anything for granted because, I mean, dude, it's Crunchyroll. It's Texas. It's those types of things that you grew up watching on Toonami and stuff. Some of these shows I've seen start showing up on Toonami, and my brother would text me and go, mira, pero Kevin, like you're on Toonami. Like your show is on Toonami. And I'm like, oh my God, wait, let me just like let that sink in. Cause it doesn't hit me because I'm so caught up making sure I'm just doing the work right and doing justice by the fans that it is nice to kind of pause and look back and go, wow, pero mira eso, like there's a lot of good stuff that you've been putting effort into, and you're making it count. And I don't know, who knows what the next 5 years are gonna look like, but very grateful. Grateful is the main word I would say for sure.
And this is awesome. You just mentioned this because the otakus of the 90s, millennial baby, that time, we anime, we suffer bully very hard. People judge us so bad. We have to be like the most acceptable area will be emo guys who watch anime. And Hot Topic, maybe that story when it was dark, not the Hot Topic of today's day. Oh, Hot Topic. And anime back then was kind of taboo. And when we look now in today's day, anime is so open, acceptable that we're like, damn, we're proud that we went through that. We make the whole the that trail so people can walk now through the new generation and enjoy anime like something normal.
Yeah.
Not like that muñequitos chinos like our Hispanic parents used to call it.
Yeah, I have a very distinct memory when I was in 6th grade. I still very much like Pokemon. And so Pokemon is like, that was the first anime I ever saw growing up. My siblings introduced it to me. We went to Blockbuster and rented it out. How old is that, huh? I can see the gray hairs growing in my hair just saying Blockbuster out loud too many times. But so, Pokemon was so awesome. I was in 6th grade. I still remember this kid sitting next to me at lunch going, mira, pero like you like Pokemon? Like you still have a Pokemon shirt? Ew, I didn't realize you were in 3rd grade. And I remember my brain or my heart kind of just shrinking because I felt like, oh, I guess I'm not supposed to like these things. I'm not supposed to like Pokemon. That's for young kids. And then as I got older, I went to high school, college and stuff. I started meeting like-minded individuals who also like Pokemon. And they were like, no, dude, you're not crazy. Like this is still cool. Like Pokemon is awesome. And I went, yeah, that's right. Pokemon is awesome. And then, sure enough, now I've had the opportunity to work on Pokemon stuff. So, if you're a 6th grade kid watching this video right now, just know it's not impossible. Keep loving what you love because someday you might end up working on that type of thing and you get to make the next kid love it as well. And that is, Pokemon, man. So exciting.
I'm talking about taking care of kids and new generation. What are your actual role in the anime dubbing? You have Shizuo Satou in Kaya-chan Isn't Scary. Damn, what a great story in the Crunchyroll lineup, Winter 2026. I feel like what is it for me in anime, there's only two really one pillar from the latest anime that's on the genre of scary anime that really hit the ball, had the home run, and that's not Miruko-chan, damn it. Dark Gathering, which is a high dive series, where Dark Gathering, for me, one of the top series of scary. However, this new one is hitting very closer to this scary vibe. For those who haven't seen this series, how can you describe so far what we know about Kaya-chan?
So, without any spoilers, I'm very big on no spoilers. There's this little girl who has psychic abilities. She can see ghosts, and for some reason, her father can't. And I'm the father, and she notices that most people in this world don't have that psychic ability to see those things. And so, when she goes out of her way to take down these ghosts or prevent them from hurting others, she has like this really evil look on her face, and the ghosts are really scared of her. And in turn, I guess us as the audience kind of go, oh geez, wow, that's kind of a lot, man. But yeah, I feel like when I first saw it, when I was recording for it, it felt a little bit like a funnier or maybe a more slice of life version of Mob Psycho 100. Would that be a good description?
I hear that comparison before, and also Miruko-chan, but Miruko-chan go darker.
Yeah.
I feel like the element on this series is not the animation. They're not going gore. It's the nature of the dark spirit that they're involved. Like they're like really scary tales. And when you read this, you see this anime, you're like, whoa, you guys are going darker. And as a small spoiler, there's something very, very, very dark in Kaya, in Kaya house, which we're in episode 3 or 4, and we're like, holy cow, this is getting dark. And you as the parent and the dad, how the experience and be like a dad of the main character?
Well, luckily, the dad in this show has no idea what's happening. He if you did a whole anime based on the dad, you wouldn't even know it's about ghosts. It would just be about a guy going to work and then coming home to take care of his daughter, and then his daughter's like acting weird sometimes. I don't know why. But he's a very like soft spoken guy, and he's just very loving father. And I don't want to call him dumb because he's not dumb. He's just oblivious of the fact that all these things are happening in his household. This is a thing from episode 1 where you discover that Kaya's mother is pregnant and she has a spirit inside her. And so here's Kaya. Like the whole plot of the story is that Kaya, she's so good at taking down these spirits, but she can't take this one down because it's inside her mother, and it might be her sibling, maybe, who knows. And that's where like when I first heard that hook after working on it for the first day, I was like, oh man, this show's gonna be really fun to be a part of, because there is this really cool comedy that comes from being that oblivious dad. The dad, again, no spoilers, but the dad does kind of get some evil spirit stuff happening to him without his knowledge as well. And doing the voice for him when that happens was always really fun. I also got the chance to do a couple voices for like old people in the background and things like that, which it's always a fun time to see that there's a silly antic about to happen with Kaya, and she has to try to do things, and she gets really frustrated when things don't get done the way she wants them to be done. But you're right, there is a darkness to it that can be looked on as pretty scary. I wouldn't want to be a ghost fighting Kaya. Let me just say that, but as far as I'm concerned, the dad, again, he knows nothing. He's just a good man. And at first I didn't realize that he was still married. So I was thinking like, oh man, he's going to fall in love with that teacher. He's going to fall in love with that lady. He's going to fall in love with this girl. And then as I continue recording, they go, no, this is your wife. Like she's the reason why you're doing the things you're doing. And I go, well, okay, there goes those romance options for me, but that's totally fine. We can still work with that. But yeah, Kaya, very, very fun show to be a part of. And again, I want to see Mob fighting Kaya and see who wins in a fight. I'll leave it at that.
That's not fair. That's a 2 generation, and also Shizuo Satou, the dad. I thought for the beginning that he will not get involved in the plot, in the ghost, but the more episode we're watching, we're seeing that those ghosts are getting aggressive and they're going into way too deep into the family. Like episode 3, Kaya as a baby almost get in trouble, and that's when we first see the dad getting involved. And also something that I feel like one of the most scary elements in this series, that people always judge kids to imaginary friends or imagination. And that's something that all in real life we all say, oh yeah, I do know the story of a nephew, a kid that used to say play with his imaginary friends, and then realized that imaginary friend was somebody who died. And now they're using that element of childish innocence with that connection with the paranormal world to a story. And now here like, guys, it's cute.
It's very creative. I mean, even in the first episode, there's a scene where Kaya's dad feels a lot of strain on his back, and he's like, my neck is kind of hurting. And Kaya can see that there's a spirit on his back that's holding him down. And so she's like, Daddy, like, let me hold your hand, or like, let me see, can I get uppies? And he's like, oh, okay, if you want to. And she fixes the problem, and he's like, I feel so much better now. So it's, you almost feel bad for him because he just keeps going through these terrible things that he's unaware of. But working on the character, I have to keep playing him off as I just don't know what's going on, Kaya. Like I so confused, but here we are,
And talking about not knowing what the heck is going on, one of also series that finally is here, talking about Fate, a Strange Fate, where you're the character of Hansa Cervantes. Okay, Fate.
Thank you for saying Cervantes, by the way. Look at that. Look at us. Look at us. We're like a couple of Puerto Ricans. How dare we?
I'm sure Kate in glasses, director, she'll be like, great, well said, because she's very she knows Spanish, and when she's involved with directing Spanish with sorry, a character with Spanish heritage, she makes sure that that accent is there. So
You know, technically it should be Hansa Cervantes with the sound. You know.
and so who is Hansa Cervantes? What we know so far, because this series it took some. We had the preview, we had the pilot episode released mid last year, 2025, and then it took so long to finally be released. After I think it took almost 6 months. So now that it's here, what do we know about this series so far?
Well, we know one thing is that this takes place in the Fate series universe. You know, there's a bunch of the man. If you had to count how many Fate shows there are, I think there's like 40 something or something like that. I might be exaggerating. I don't know, but yeah, this one specifically, it takes kind of a twist on the Holy Grail War concept. You know, it's got a city that hosts a fake Grail War, and it spirals into something more dangerous. You know, there's always going to be familiar Fate returns, like element returning, legendary heroes. You got your secret factions and clashing ideologies and stuff like that. But you know, it's got a lot of unexpected pairings, and it's got a lot of epic fights as usual. And yes, as you were saying, I play Hansa Cervantes, who is a Spaniard. Which, funny enough, I mean, us as Puerto Ricans. Para mí, like, I used to poke so much fun at the Spanish accent and go, they go that all the time. Oh my God. And then I my family did like a blood work kind of thing, like an ancestry.com thing. Turns out we have so much Spanish blood within us that I've been making fun of myself this entire time, man. And so I'm like, okay, mira, okay, está bien, I'll accept it as is. But you know, that just means I had to honor this character when I finally got the chance to play him. Hansa is this very laid back dude. You know, he's this priest who is the overseer of the current Holy Grail War that may or may not be fake. Who knows? It's strange or it's fake. Where's my drum kit? I wish I had one. But yeah, it's very interesting to see him be the guy that kind of oversees this whole thing. If anybody who's listening has seen episode 3, I believe 3 or 4, there is a humongous battle between Hansa and Jester, who's played by Clifford Chapin. Super epic battle. I was reading a lot of the manga, trying to, you know, do my research on this type of character and what he's going to bring to this story. And one of the biggest parts was that epic battle. So you could see that this guy is not just all talk, you know. He's very confident in himself, and he just wants to make sure that you're not doing anything weird, or else I'm going to have to kill you. And so he goes out of his way to become that character role. You know, fits that position. There's a reason he became the overseer. And when you see that episode, I think it'll speak for itself. You don't need me telling you any more of that. But yeah, there is a lot of Chainsaw Man energy in that character as well. Again, no more spoilers. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But it was a lot of fun. Very, very fun working on him. And I still specifically remember telling the director and the producers, like, hey, do you guys mind if I pronounce his name like a Hispanic person would? And they're like, yeah, dude, of course, please. Hansa Cervantes, at your service. And, you know, doing that alone, like, you're adding so much culture to your character. You're kind of paying that respect to them. And, you know, hearing the fan base respond to that, too, was really cool, because like, oh, man, this guy, he's a cool dude. Like, he is sexy and super cool. 2 things that I am none of. You know, but I get to play that when I play this character, which is always a really, really fun time. And who knows? I hope there's more to work on for him, because he definitely brings out a side of me that I'm always so excited to go back into record for.
And for those who are not familiar with the Fate at all, the Overseer, you might say, like, oh, he's just a minor character, but it's the other way around. The Overseer, one of the most important roles in all Fate's story that we have culture. base story for having seen Fate in the past. We It's like every 40 years, supposed to be every 40 years. The ritual, some 12 mage they get together by tradition, and they declare they're going to summon a legendary hero, which might be from the past, and then one of the Fate uh, switch their rule and bring it. They can be from the future now, and after they are summoned, representing each family, they're going to fight until the end, and whoever is the last person with the last servant to claim the title, it will be the one who will be able to claim the Holy Grail, which I feel like after so many years, we still don't know what exactly is the Holy Grail. And one day, I had this beautiful mistake error. I'm a panelist too. I go to convention, and I had this panel anime inspired in video game. I had to speak about Fate. I tried to go just over the top of the eyes, and I made the stupid mistake of asking, "How did you guys feel is the right chronological for the series so far?" And people are like, "Oh no, don't do it, don't do it." Why? Like, we will never get out of this. We're going to kill each other here because there's no right answer for that chronological. What go first? What should go here? Then the theory. And this time, Fate finally, after many years, we have a new series, which again you mentioned it's fake, but that word fake is so weird to accept it because we have previous series of Fate where they kind of had to force the war to happen out of time. Like they call it like a catalyst to create it. So we're like, so what's the real fake here? What the heck? And who's
Is it really a Holy Grail war if we're forcing it to happen?
exactly? It is crazy, and I feel like this is one of this series finally. It took so long, and I think it's really worth the ending, the wait.
Oh yeah, very much worth the wait. I mean, man, the animation studios. I think it's a different animation studio than previous series. But they've taken their sweet time, and I am all for it. It's similar to Kingdom Hearts. Take as much time as you need, because I know when it comes out, it's going to be really worth playing or being a part of and watching and stuff like that. So that's super cool.
And this is a cult. It is like One Piece. It is like Pokemon. It's like Beyblade. It's the own world because it's Gundams. Like also you have also experience with Gundam Wings, Dukes, which was the latest series. But talking about history, how did Kevin make it to the anime voice acting?
Oh man. Well, I did touch a little bit on the Pokemon anime stuff, so I'll start there. I go to Blockbuster. My family, my sister and my brother introduced me to Pokemon. I'm immediately hooked, and I try to go back to Blockbuster and find all the anime at Blockbuster I can find. So the next immediate anime I started watching was Dragon Ball Z. But in Puerto Rico, we call it Dragon Ball Z. So like we go Dragon Ball Z, we go Super Saiyajin, which is the right way to say Saiyan in Spanish and in Japanese. And too many people don't know that, and now I am here to tell them that's how it is. Super Saiyajin. And so, Dragon Ball Z was a really big part of my childhood. My brother was one of the biggest reasons why anime just continued in my life, because he was obsessed with it. We used to watch like the Big O. We used to watch Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh. What else? Everything from 4Kids. The original One Piece dub I used to watch like crazy. Still waiting on Two Piece, by the way. And then I also, what else? Jackie Chan Adventures doesn't count. That's not an anime. But so, right? No, it doesn't. That's an American cartoon, right? That doesn't sound.
Don't open the Pandora box because that's the Pandora box of Avatar, the Airbender. And
I was just about to ask you that. Do you think Avatar is an anime?
So that's a special box, and I will say yes because we had Code Lyoko. Code Lyoko was part of that group.
You think that's an anime?
So this is the deal. If I say no, I had to say also no to all the studio Bilibili from China. They're going without any hesitation to the industry. France is doing also anime. Korea, like
Solo Leveling.
Solo Leveling. So if I close the door for these ones, I had to close the door for everybody. And again, guys, this is the whole discussion that we also I try to avoid it because
But I'm
we go.
forced it to happen.
This is the deal. Tostones, plantain, tostones. If I do the tostón in Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic or Texas or Argentina or Colombia, they call it patacones. It's still tostón or it's not tostón? It's still.
Okay. The question is, did you make them?
Doesn't matter who made it. If he has,
I think it does matter. I think if you made it from Puerto Rico, then it's tostones. Period. Done. When if somebody in Cuba makes it, or es cubano, they make the tostón, then they call it what they made it as, because that's their origin, their way of making it, right? So if you look at like Japanese studios, like this is my hot take. This is my hot take. If you are a Japanese studio that worked on any type of project, whether it's from Korea or other places like that, then I guess it does count as anime because it is Japanese studio material. Technically. But I know Avatar, I think they imported it to South Korea to be animated out there. So I'm like, it's like it's almost there, but I don't know if it's not Japanese, it's something else.
So on the last episode of Did You Watch Anime? That's Adam Corky, my buddy. He do very similar work what I do. We're on the same world. We're buddies here doing what we do. And he interviewed me. He asked me, "Hey, honey, when do you realize anime was anime?" So my answer was that when we 90s again, millennia, we used to watch Cartoon Network. We used to watch Dexter Lab, Powerpuff Girl, Cow and Chicken, all those cartoons. And suddenly we're watching cartoons that they have chronological order, like Code Lyoko, all these
like serialized.
How can I Shaolin Showdown?
Shaolin Showdown, yeah, great show.
And I realized that there's something going on that if I watch Ed, Ed, Eddie, doesn't matter what time, it doesn't matter because there's no order. And I see then this series that they have continuation, episode by episode, depth of the story, drama. So I'm like, what's going on here? Then when I realized, okay, there's anime and there's drama and there's cartoon, and that's the criteria I use. Also, one of my main solid why I call anime, the cycle of the anime, the life cycle. If you come from a manga being I had to expand that to also to the Korean webtoon. If you come from a writing material, manga similar, and then go to anime, animation by chapter in a ratio of 20 minutes, 12 episodes, which is most standard, I accept the anime automatically because it went to the life cycle. Now cartoon, and that's one of my best highest theory why cartoon is in America is dying so bad, so hard. It's because when you go to Cartoon Network, it is stupid what we're watching right now. They're silly as hell. Best example how they destroy Teen Titan. It doesn't make any sense. And why anime is being so successful because first it go to manga and you have a first trial and you see the acceptance. Do you sell the manga? It's not selling right. People hate it. And when they see that the manga is well sold, go successful enough, then they produce it. So there's a redundancy. There's a test. There's a cycle how to go. Well, American production, you just go. I think about candy, funny eyes, and the stupidness. Let's put it on a paper. That's a cartoon show. Theory on here. Why I call it anime cartoon, just based on. And this is exactly the same was doing Korea with Solo Leveling, which is now is called webtoon, and webtoon instead of manga, which I feel like, I'm sorry for Japan, but they have to adapt to web because hard paper is nostalgic. I buy it, but if I need to export my product across the world, what's the most easiest to export, digital or hard paper? And that's when Japan, they're like, oh, we want to we have to stay loyal to the old tradition. At the same time, industry like, sure, buddy, stay loyal to the old tradition. we're not going to stay loyal. We want to make the money production. And that's how today's day you have a Crunchyroll, which how many people thought that 5 years ago Sony would buy Funimation for 1.3, 1.3 billion and fusion and make it an industry. And right now, nobody ever bet that we will have anime movies almost 3 months in the big screen. So it is a whole industry discussion. We need a whole full episode on this.
Oh, we definitely do, because I have so many things I want to say about everything you just said. Hey, let me give you like a spitball, like maybe a bullet point here and there, just to make it just to give you something. I think, okay, like if you look at Avatar: The Last Airbender, doesn't have a manga. It doesn't have a manga series. It has a comic series that came out afterwards that wasn't about the animated series. It came after the fact, and it was an aftermath storyline. So technically, you can't fully say that is an anime if it was from a manga to anime studio kind of thing, right? Like my strong point is, if a Japanese studio made it, then it should be considered anime. However, there was one Korean anime that was made a while back. It was an anime film, a Korean anime film. It was a romance. Oh, it's gonna kill me if I don't remember. Where the couple is working together and doing their jobs to try to pay the bills, and then I think one of them goes to space or something. Goes to space, goes to the moon or something. And it was like the first Korean love comedy dramedy film that was considered anime, but I think it was because it was helped by Japanese studios or Japanese animators that came in to do it. Yes. I'm going to find the name of this thing and I'm going to send it to you because I'm blanking right now. But yeah, it's like it just feels like it is as simple as me saying whoever made it, that is the origin of what it is. And that's what makes it what it is. But I think you can't argue that there are there are American clients and studios and mangaka artists who will make their work and aim it to be more anime-esque or manga-esque so that we could follow after that cultural impact and artistic vision. So you could kind of like emulate anime, but to me, it's hard because it's like when you see a cyborg or something, or like you see something online that doesn't look fully realistic to me because there's some uncanniness to it. And you can just tell that there's an uncanniness. And you're like, that's not exactly this thing, but it looks so close to this thing that I really love it. There is still love for it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I always say in the conventions, I try to not get into the definition of anime. And I keep saying that definition, it has to evolve, sadly. Because yes, if you ask me in the 90s, I will say everything that comes from Japan. But the industry is evolving, and we have to admit it. Because we go by the definition, solo leveling shouldn't exist. It shouldn't be just pure Korea. So, and I know I'm triggering the nerve of so many people because there's a big people resistance mad with solo leveling because it was animated in Japan, not in Korea. But
oh yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. That it was totally made by a Japanese studio, or like the anime specifically, not the manga. Right. Which that's so true. That's so true.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying that definition of anime. I don't like to poke because
I love poking it. I'll poke it all day long. You know why though? Because it really does spark good conversation, and it helps us all find the right definition. Because that's the beauty of anime, is that anime isn't this one thing. It's a culmination of so many things combined, and that's why we have a really great community of people that adore it, because there's room there for everybody, in all shapes and sizes. And I think anime is this thing that people, I feel like when we were younger, people were like, you like Pokemon? And then it's, as you get older, you realize, no, this stuff was really cool. And you guys are ignoring the crowd of kids who are going to grow up adoring this stuff, which, explains that stuff with Sony and Funimation and Crunchyroll and a bunch of other stuff like that. At the end of the day, the businesses will follow what the fans truly want. We love anime, and it's only going to get hotter and hotter and more popular. And what's cool is like I'm glad I stuck to being a big fat nerd growing up because look at us today. We get to talk about this stuff together, and there's just so much joy that comes out of us when we get to talk about these things that it really makes things worthwhile and worth doing.
And that's something I really love from anime stars every time, because the market is the life cycle of the anime is so different. It opened the idea to theories that in the big screen, United States, America wouldn't be accepted. For example, I always say Sword Art Online, the whole series, have a lot of topics that they were way ahead of time. And now the source study psychology with the immersion of virtual reality, all that kind of stuff. When they see Sword Art Online, what happened, the theories that they told in that anime, and that is the problem of today's day, with the problem of the full dive, the dissociation with reality and reality. You're like, holy cow, you have these people from years ago bringing on paper and animation problem from the future with technology immersion. And best example, Pokemon. When we saw the first episode, we saw for the first time the video call. That was not real that time. When he called Ashke's phone and called his mom, "Hey mom," and he's speaking to the big computer, they're watching the ring. That was fantasy. That was not even close. We never thought it would be real. And years later, we have finally competed with webcams. So like, oh wait, we're getting close to Pokemon. And today's day, look where we are.
And the one thing we don't have yet is the ringtone of Pidgey going ring, 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 phone call, ring, 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 phone call. I've been looking for that everywhere and I can't find it. And I someday I will find that sound and I'll make it my text tone for anybody that calls me. It's gonna be fantastic.
Or for me, it's only in Spanish. Llamada.
Oh man. Dude, that's another thing is seeing anime or just cartoons in general in different languages. Like it's weird. Like I guess my upbringing watching Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all those other animes, it was all in English. And it was one of the things that actually helped me learn English a lot. I almost knew no English when I first moved to Connecticut when I was like 7. If it wasn't for, cartoons, it would have been a lot harder for me to pick up on things. I always thank Timon and Pumbaa, the animated series, as the main thing that taught me the most English because I used to watch it obsessively. But Quentin Flynn used to play Timon in that first season and a half or something. And then he went off and did so much anime. I think he's the voice of Iruka Sensei from Naruto. Just watching him in that made me kind of go like, wow, look at that. There's people that have helped you shape who you are that are pursuing this field. And that's something that 10-year-old Kevin wasn't thinking, voice acting, of course, that's the thing I have to chase after. But it was more of being aware of how I felt whenever something would affect me in a positive way that would make me want to chase after more of that. There's this thing. One of the other things that planted a seed in my brain to get into anime was November 21st, 2006 or something like that. It was Sean Schemmel's birthday. And the only reason I remember that is because that was the day I went, I wonder who does the voice of Goku that day. And I looked it up because that's when I first started thinking about voice actors. And it just so happened it was on his birthday that I found that out. And I was like, wow, is that a sign from Papa Dios or something? There's something going on here. Somebody's trying to tell me something right now. And I think I should just keep that in mind in the back burner, And it wasn't until, I went to high school and I started doing a lot more drama club stuff and doing the theatrical plays and stuff that my brain started going, dude, what if you got into acting? Acting sounds like this really, really cool thing that you could be a part of. So I spoke to my high school teacher at the time who did all the drama club stuff. And he super encouraged me to, go to college for it and audition for acting school. And there's always these key moments in my life where I've broken down in tears, just bawling my eyes out. And one of those days was when I auditioned for a college for their acting school. And they sent me a letter saying, yeah, we want you to be a part of this thing. Because it made you think wow, maybe this is something I'm supposed to be going towards. Maybe this is a sign that acting is the thing you really want to be a part of. Like, that's your future, Heck, going to college for acting school was really cool because my professors would ask me, what do you want to do with this degree? Because there are so many forms of acting, and like you have to we're going to teach you everything we know, but you have to find out what your process is going to be and what you want to be doing with this thing after you're done with it. Having a college degree does not guarantee you that you're going to book every job known to man for an actor. I wish I could have had this conversation with my dad sooner, because going to my dad and saying, Dad, I know you want me to be a lawyer. And he goes, yes, son, I do. And I go, I don't want to be a lawyer. And he goes, I want to be a voice actor, or I want to be an actor. And he goes, oh, okay, well, do the best you can, and we're going to support you all the way. Which is not what I was expecting my Catholic Puerto Rican dad to be telling me in this type of situation. But sure enough, I went to college. My professors asked me these questions, and then eventually, this was around the time when One Punch Man had come out. And One Punch Man probably changed the whole direction of my career process of what I wanted for myself. Because I thought, maybe you do this acting thing with the theater or something. Watched One Punch Man, found out who Max Middleman was, found out who Robbie Damon was, Xander Mobus, Roger Craig Smith, Rob Paulson, everybody just started exploding into my brain. And I eventually started looking into more anime stuff, and I went, dude, halfway through college, I think anime is the thing I want to pursue. I think this is it. Or not just anime, but voice acting in general is what I want to be a part of. So, the rest of college was that. And then after college, I saved up some money outside of school for a year, saved up enough to move to LA, and then been here since 2017 now. And started speaking to a lot of anime studios and just studios in general, just to start getting this career to really become what it needed to become. And, for anybody listening to this type of story, just know it will take a long time. It's a process. This isn't the type of job that you go in and suddenly you're like, I'm going to be Eren Yeager, I'm going to be Goku, That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Maybe, who knows, 1 in 100% chance or 1% chance. There is that really special moment for some people. But for the people who don't get to experience that, just know that if you keep working at it and you feel like you're always moving forward every day in this type of career, eventually something cool happens and you get to look back and go, oh my God, thank God 31-year-old Kevin can look back and see all the work he'd done. And thank God that I didn't tell 23-year-old Kevin how much time he would have to put into this before he got the chance to do the things he gets the chance to be a part of. Because I think 23-year-old Kevin would have been really intimidated and been like, that's a lot of work. I don't know. But man, is it so worth it. It's so worth the time, because you get to surround yourself with all the anime voice actors you've always wanted to be working with, and you get to have conversations with them, run into them in studios every now and then. You get to, have advice from people who you look up to. You also, the best part is you have a community of voice actors that all want to be a part of this thing as well. Anytime I get to, work on Hansa Cervantes, for example, getting the chance to talk to my castmates who are closer to my age range, who all want to hang out and catch up. We all love this thing that we get to do. So we just geek out and have a really, really fun time knowing that, even if this is my last opportunity to do anime, I can't believe we got the chance to do this. This is so freaking cool. And even if I wasn't in anime, I'd still be reading manga. I'd still be watching the next anime that's coming out. Which actually it's actually one of the reasons why, I don't know if you wanted to bring this up first, but Dandadan is another show that I've gotten the chance to be a part of. And Dandadan was fantastic to be a part of. For all of you who don't know what Dandadan is, imagine this. So there's this boy named Okarun, right? And this guy believes in aliens. But then there's this girl named Momo who believes in ghosts. And they try to challenge each other to prove each other wrong, because their thing is right and the other person's is wrong. Turns out they're both right. and the whole anime ensues, and there's just, it's chaotic, it's high energy, it's supernatural and adventurous about these two teens getting tangled up with aliens and ghosts and bizarre phenomenons and stuff. There's like this blend of action and comedy and romance, and so many really, really good moments for every character. And for me, one of the things that I really loved about Dandadan was I was a fan of it way before I got the chance to be a part of it. I was watching all the episodes as they were dropping. I'd be live tweeting as each episode would drop and just say, "Oh my god, did you guys watch that episode? It made me bawl my eyes out." All I'll say is the little girl. That's all I'm gonna say. The little girl. No spoilers after that. But please watch that show. If you have not watched Dandadan, go watch Dandadan. It's so good. But yeah, in the series, I play this character called Manjirou. And Manjirou is, as Onyx was saying earlier, the man with the unibrow. And he's
Which I have it.
Dude, you don't have a unibrow.
I shave. I have a freaking
You shaved in the middle?
I have to shave weekly. Otherwise, you look at my mustache and my eyebrow.
Dude, what are we doing? We should be cosplaying as Manjiro together. What are you doing?
Hell no. I suffered bullying for many years at school. Hell no.
But now you're cool, so who cares?
I don't care. Hell no. You used to call me freaking my friends from school, Tio Maneco, a character that was like this, and I hated it so bad. I cried so many times. No way.
Were you like the funny guy in your friend group though?
No, I was the guy who they used to bully. I was the boxing box for them, and they were getting punched. So no way.
Oh my god. Mira, canto de panchuleta, get over here.
By the way, those friends are still sitting when I go to hometown. So all to those friends, I hate you guys. I love you. I hate you guys. But
hey, I love you guys because you made him into the man he is today. Look at this man. Look at this dude.
Start naming now, Javier Francisco. I hate you all. I will
give us their addresses. Let's talk. Let's dox them right now.
Those guys make bully because they're freaking unibrow. And when I see this character, I'm like, yeah.
Javier lives in 111 Rio Piedras in Puerto Rico.
You want to know what kind of friends these guys are? They're the ones when we have the clasificados online, like where sell stuff. Those idiots, they got my car. And they published it like I was selling it for very low price. So for the whole week, I spent people calling me to buy my car, which I was not selling. So yeah, I hate them all.
Like, how did you get my number? What the heck?
Because they published me a number, like they published a photo of my car, it was very low price, ridiculous price, my phone number. So people were calling me day and night for a whole 2 weeks, and yeah, I hate those guys.
Oh my god,
they're my friends. But by the way, I need to give you the Boomerang Award. We from the question about your career, we deviate. We went all the distance, all around, and you brought it back to the answer. Like, yeah, this is the Boomerang Award. How you made it, bring it back.
I do like my segues. Segues are always fun. So you gotta learn how to connect the dots and bring them to the next thing. Keep you guys entertained. That's what we do in this house,
When you brought it, I was like, holy cow, Kevin really brought this back. I'm amazed how you connected here.
This ain't my first rodeo. Let me say that.
Crazy. Did you see yourself in that and that? Because this character, he came on season 2. So did you knew how was that news? Oh, hey, you're going to be in that and that now.
Oh my god! I mean, it's when you watch the first season and it ends, and you go, "Oh my god, I'm bawling my eyes out. This show's so good. Oh man, how cool!" Like, not a thought in my head goes by that says, "I can't wait to be this character in the next season." Because as an actor, you should never have those expectations. It's just, man, am I such a fan of this thing? And I think maybe it's just because I was so vocal about it and I was so nerdy about it. Maybe someone saw something online and were like, hey, why don't we give Kevin a chance to audition for this thing? So, when the opportunity came for me to be a part of season 2, I bawled my eyes out. I screamed. I got super excited. I laughed. I cried. I had a midlife crisis, and then I came back to and was like, okay, cool. Like you're working on something that you really truly are passionate about and you love, and you know what it means to people. So you need to reread the manga from beginning to as far as you can until it's time to record for this character. Manjirou, he is this unibrow guy, not intentionally a funny guy. He's very serious. Turns out he's 36. I had no idea when I first recorded for him. It wasn't until we were like maybe halfway through the season that someone was like, yeah, dude, he's 36 years old. Or I think it came out in the chapters online during that time. And that's when everybody found out, which was like a huge, like, say what kind of thing. Cause you'd think he's like 18 or 22 or something. Maybe in 5 years when I catch up to him, I'll grow my unibrow out and then I will cosplay him and be the 36-year-old shaman who gets to do headstands. But yeah, another thing about him is he wants to be a bootuber, which is, it's the YouTubers of this world. And I thought it was super hilarious that he's this unibrow wearing headstanding bootuber wannabe. And I was like, man, like he's so serious, but he's just so silly at the same time without intending to be. But he's so mature. I love the guy because he kind of just talks like this the entire time. And he really, really wants something to happen for him. He really wants to be a bootuber. But at the end of the day, who knows who's going to subscribe to his channel, But the good thing about him is that he's also very strong-willed. He's always appears in these like pivotal moments of the anime or in the manga as well. Always offering this like cryptid insight, unexpectedly helping out people. He's got this really cool like I'm forgetting the name of the attack. It was like Daisetsutan kick or strike. Oh, I'm forgetting the attack move. But he can fight. He is the guy with the bushy brow that can fight. And he even has the training from his mentor, who is also Momo's mentor or grandmother. And so he's learned a lot through her and been able to fight off ghosts. Clearly does not believe in aliens because aliens aren't real. But he's a really cool dude, and he's got a lot of depth to him. When you really get the chance to sit him down and let him have a serious conversation with the main characters, you realize like he might be the adult in this whole group of people because everybody else is just in a different world. But this guy is so grounded, aside from the fact of having a hobby of being a bootuber, that he just wants to make sure the world is finding its peace and people get to not be killed by spirits and stuff like that. But yeah, being a part of that has been really cool. Who knows what'll happen for season 3? Maybe, hopefully, there'd be a season 4, 5, 6. Just bring them all, because Manjirou, I definitely think he shows up eventually in the manga as well. And it's cool because when you first start working on anime, you're still learning the ropes. You're still learning all the technical issues and technical skills you have to learn. And so I feel as though I've had enough experience with this type of career so far that if you bring me in for the next thing, I'm going to go, okay, cool. Like I've got a stronger grasp of what I'm doing and we can have even more fun when we record for these things. But it's always one of those things where anime, you never know when the next job is going to be. So you kind of cross your fingers and you go, give me another chance. Let me do it again. That's so fun, man.
For me, one of the best products, something that came out from season 2, is Haunting Soul, the song. That song, the band, the heavy rock band, when they play Haunting Soul, every time I had to wake up in the morning early and driving super sleepy, or right now going to the gym after this recording, I got to put my headset and he started playing that song, Haunting Soul. That's the metal that they used to exorcise. And dude, that song is so good. Heavy metal, that's heavy. Like,
plus also I think they actually got like a legit metal screamo band for the English dub as well as the Japanese dub to come in to record for it. And me being the big fat nerd that I am, I have like these nice speakers for my TV. And so I blasted the music with like music mode on so I could hear the bass. But also once everybody starts headbanging, you're like, come on, how do you not headbang to that? That's so cool, man. Um,
So good. It's so good. Like the first thing I hear, like, oh my god, that's great. And went to Spotify, like, it's on Spotify.
is it on Spotify? Wait, I didn't know that. I thought, well, I got YouTube Music. I'm lame like that. Play.
But yeah, it's on Spotify in English, the English version, the full version. So that
Oh.
I used to when I go to warm up on the workout. That's what I play, Hunting Soul. And my mom is a big fan of Dan 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 too. So she like, no, for me that's too metal for me, way too metal. Like, I'm the guy from home that doesn't look like, but I like heavy metal. So it was so good.
Very hard to get your own mother to get into anime with you, by the way. So I applaud you for having that that skill in your life.
That's easy because my mom is Latina. Latinos, we like novela. Anime is no drama. So she's a big fan of, come on.
So it's why didn't I think that? Because I always showed her Dragon Ball Z, like my mom, and she was like, "Pero they're just punching each other," and I'm like, "Ma, that's not the point. That's not. There's more to the punching, Ma. I promise." I never showed her like actual dramas of anime. That is.
Let's put it this way. My mom recommended me series to watch. Like she started watching Attack on Titan. Fell in love. The first one I recommend because I had to lie to her. It was oh my god, the one of the music. You're lying April.
Oh, it's such a great anime.
From
there's a great anime to show your mom. What the heck, dude?
And from there, she started watching like My Happy Marriage on Netflix. Like she have a playlist on my Crunchyroll account. She's like, "Hey, Onika, I need more series." Like, okay, let me get what you might like. And sometimes she come, "Hey, she started watching this one about garbage. Gagashu. I can't pronounce the freaking name.
Gachapita.
That one. So I didn't want to. And she told me, "Hey, I'm watching that one," and I'm like, "Watching what?" Yeah, I'm watching it. It's good. I'm like, let me check it out. I'm like, holy shit, this is dark as hell. You like it?
It's like
good.
Shonen too. Like that's surprising.
I know.
Also, shout out to Zeno Robinson, by the way, because Zeno is in that show right now. He does like a whole rap thing with his character. It's phenomenal. Like every time I see Zeno in anything, I'm like, wow, you're blowing it out of the water. But this time for sure, I was like, oh my god, like dude, like what can you not do? That's insane.
And she would call me. She would tell me, "Hey, I like this one, like Violet Evergarden." She didn't like it because it was too slow for her. She didn't catch her. She's like, I see the drama, I see the good story, but it took way too long to catch me, to attach me. So she passed. The later one, the Fragrant Blue Flower Bloom with Dignity. That one, she's like, that's on Netflix, and she's like, that was good. So yeah, my mom, as long as you're for a Latino parent, as long as you say novela drama, you got it. We grew up watching novela.
But does she care about blood and gore? Like when she sees it, is she like, no, apágalo, que no lo quiero ver?
Watch Attack on Titan. She watched every episode of Attack on Titan.
Enough said. Yeah, my mom, as soon as she sees blood, she's like, no puedo hacer eso, and I'm like, come on, it's just a little blood. It's not that bad. But dude, wow, your mother is a woman of taste. Has so much taste.
My mom is a big fan of Mikasa. She still suffer Mikasa fight finale. Like, oh, that was so unfair to her. I hate what happened. I cried so much. I'm like, I know, mom. I cried too.
Oh, dude, I cried too.
My second brother, my younger brother, he's like, dude, how the hell you make mom watch Attack on Titan? Big fan. And I know. It happens.
There's drama in Attack on Titan, and it's really well written. Man, by the time you finish it, you just get so depressed because you remember the end credits when they do the time lapse thing. That moment alone made me go, "Well, I feel like everything's pointless." But then it ends, and then you hear all the fans how much we love it, and it's like, but it was really good. Like it was a very well done show, man. God, but everything's gonna die. We're all gonna explode in World War III, and
A few weeks ago, I had to go to the clinic because I got a bad cold. That's why you guys see me coughing still. And one of the nurse, she have a tattoo of Attack on Titan of Levi for the blood. So I asked, "Hey, how you feel about the rumors they want to do something new about Attack on Titan?" She's like, "No, they should not. It was perfect ending, perfect. Don't touch it. Leave it there. I know people want to squish the lemon, the juice from the lemon, have more profit, but don't do it. Just leave it there. It's perfect as it is." I agree with them. It's perfect as it is.
Yeah.
To wrap it up, one of those is a story that it is interesting to understand. Talking about series animation, where you're the character of Tatewaku Makabe. What is series animation?
I'm so glad you asked. This is a slice of life anime. It's a comedy that takes place in like this bustling, like absurd town, and everyday situations spiral into this over the top chaos. It follows this girl who she's in college and she's still trying to figure out what she wants in her life, and the whole point of the series, I guess, is for her to figure out who she is and like knowing what she wants by the end of this storyline. Which, spoiler alert, maybe she finds out, maybe she doesn't. I don't know. I can't tell you. It's a spoiler. My character. Also imagine it as if it's like a vignette. Like if you guys know what vignettes are, it's like little mini stories within mini stories. That is the entire series. So if you go into it expecting a serialized storyline and that's it, you're gonna be in for a rude awakening because it's much sillier than that. But the vignette stories kind of like coincide with each other. I think that's the right word I'm using. They eventually blend into each other as the season goes by. So you get to see like my character interacting with this other character by the end of the season, who you were like, oh my God, that's how they would interact. That's so cool. But the main point of the series is that it's at the end of the day, it's just very silly. It's just silly slapstick comedy. I was directed for this project by Chris Faela and Brooke Chalmers, who are the directors for Genshin Impact and a lot of Hoyoverse stuff. But mainly they also do a lot of anime stuff. And they're the funniest dudes on the planet. They were the perfect guys to put together for a show like this, because they invited cast members to come in that they thought could be a good time to just laugh with and have a fun time with. Also, just to bring it full circle, this was my first project with Max Middleman, who was Saitama in One Punch Man. And I got to meet him after this production ended, and I shook his hand and I got to tell him, dude, you're the reason I started doing anime. And like, you're the reason I tried to pursue it more, because you truly convinced me and showed me the curiosity and the magic behind voicing and dubbing and, anime in general. So thank you so much. So I played this character called Tatewaku Makabe. He is this really sweet older brother of one of the main characters, and he has just so much bad luck that he routinely gets humiliated by everybody and his mother, and his dad just keeps laughing at him, and so does his sister and everybody else. To say he's kind of like a pushover is a bit of an understatement, but he is a sweet boy. He's a very sweet boy, and he's just had so many moments in this series. Like, if you like boys who are nervous because they're going to ask out a girl that they like, that's one part of his storyline. He's the boy that stands up for his team of soccer players to catch a snake that might not be a snake. There's him trying to prepare to dress up appropriately to look good on a date, which is just so freaking funny within its own thing. There's a lot of improv in this show as well. We got to do a lot of walla behind the scenes in the show, and I wish I had the chance to do more walla for anime, because saying whatever you want to say and the director goes, that's hilarious, let's keep that, is probably the coolest feeling ever, because you feel like you have more control of what the story and the narrative is going to be, but also you're doing it so that you're doing justice to the original Japanese dialogue. So even though maybe the dialogue wouldn't make sense to the English audience, how do we kind of translate it enough that it has the equivocal exchange of emotion and you feel that and you really get excited about that? But yeah, Tatewaku Makabe, one of my favorite anime characters that I've ever gotten the chance to work on, because at the end of the day, it was just me, but with more anxiety, and when you get to use your own voice for characters, it's really nice, because you don't feel like you have to like be this really deep voice character or really raspy guy that has to talk like this for the next 4 hours. It's just you, just being silly and being a guy, being a sweet boy. And I highly recommend everybody go watch City of the Animation. It's on Amazon Prime. The whole first season's out. I think it's only going to be one season. I don't think there's anything else after that, because the manga has been completely caught up with. But never say never. Never say never. Who knows? There could be something pretty cool with that, you know?
I'm going to watch it. I haven't watched it, but I'm going to watch it because there's one line here described in the description that really caught my attention. But once graduation comes, suddenly there are bills to pay and higher education to tackle. And I'm like, okay.
Oh yes. Also, the opening of the show starts off with this narrator voice that's like, in the beginning, there was all these terrible things, and the tribe gathered together to bring the bird of hope and wonder through the city. After it passed away, we made a statue of it that stayed in this city and reminds us of who we are and where we come from. This bird has nothing to do with this anime. And then the music starts, and you're like, what the heck? What is this show? And it really just sets the tone, because it's just like, it's the anime literally saying, bro, don't take this stuff so seriously. This is going to be the silliest anime you're about to watch. Sit down and watch it. It's fantastic. And also, I forgot to mention this other thing. It is the next series after the show. Oh, it's gonna come to me. Hold on a second. I need to Google this thing real quick. City the animation. There's another anime that was a really, really big one that came out for it. But before it, that's supposedly kind of connected to it from Kodansha. Oh man, it's one where there's like a kid who runs up to someone and explodes, and there's like an atomic bomb, and then he goes Super Saiyan. It's just silliness galore is basically what I'm trying to say. Oh man, I'm gonna forget the name of the thing, but yeah, no, there's no way I'm gonna remember. It's okay, it's all right. If I remember though, I will tell you. If you edit it in, it's gonna be right here. It's gonna be right there on the screen. That's the name of the thing. It is part of that same level of creators, that same studio that worked on this specific show, and it's fantastic. Could not recommend it more than anybody else. There will be memes. It will be really, really fun. Everybody go watch it. Super cool. I'm going to stop talking about it, though. There you go. It's over. That's it. That's all I got.
I need to see if I can get it. But anyway, before we wrap it up, Kevin, from all these characters that you have done so far, which one you feel like it was the character you can call your inflection point that it really twitched your approach on voice acting anime characters?
In anime specifically, or just any character?
On the industry, because many people have characters, but there's only that character that after dubbing that one, it really changed your approach from now on for in future projects, and you realize, okay, this is the right way I can tackle anime dubbing.
You know, I think it might be Blaze Fujiwara from Beyblade X. Beyblade X is this really fantastic. I mean, it's Beyblade. If anybody knows Beyblade, if you grew up with those tops. I used to say "Let It Rip" all the time, and now you get to say "Let It Rip" in a studio and see it show up on TV, and you're the guy saying "Let It Rip." So many fart jokes just waiting to be said, but I haven't said a single one, except for right now. And so, it's Beyblade X is really great because it's this continuing series that has, I think it's on season 3 now. And so the more often you get to go in to record for it, the more, you just keep on gaining that experience. You keep on reaffirming what it means to go into the booth to dub it. A lot of my dubbing skills, I think, strengthened because of this consistency. So, if you're lucky enough as a voice actor to get the chance to do these long running shows, or you have consistently getting the chance to do more anime dubs, it's really nice to just have that reinforcement. Me specifically, I got I'm a big doo-doo brain dum-dum, and so I need repetition in order for things to really go in. So yeah, Blaze Fujiwara, but also that's the technical stuff. Emotionally, it's just nice to, always keep in mind that even when you're saying like exposition as a character, because we all know in anime when you're in Dragon Ball and they're going, wow, he's so strong because he did this one attack and that made him power up and blah, blah, blah. Like, he's saying this information for you, but he needs to have emotion behind it to tell you how he feels about what he's saying. So if you're in Beyblade describing a Beyblade scene like, wow, I can't believe how fast he's going. If you think about it, the only reason he could do that was because of this, this, and that. my character is curious. He's fascinated by the fact that the only way he could have done that is blah, 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 blah. So you're still putting that emotion into the character. You're still being that person. And it doesn't feel like you're just reading off the page, so you could bring these characters to life no matter what kind of medium you're doing. Plus, working on kids shows is very different than working on more adult-esque shows. Working on something like Attack on Titan, my performances would be very different than it would be working on, Beyblade, or working on Fate Strange is different than working on Swiper the Fox, which I know that's not anime, but that's, there's such different things that you kind of get the chance to stretch yourself with. But I think, again, going back all the way back around, because I am spiraling, is Beyblade for sure was the main key thing for me that kind of started changing a lot of the way that I view the work and approach it.
Awesome. Kevin, thank you so much. For those who haven't followed you yet, which social media can they follow you?
Oh, it's actually right here. This name right here, Kevin A. Rivera VO. If you follow me on there on all social media handles, I'm on Twitter or X, however you want to call it, Instagram, TikTok, maybe LinkedIn. I don't know if I use the same one, but you find me there if you're a worker person, Who knows, man?
I have Rick and I keep up to date too.
Also Blue Sky, if you want to find me on Blue Sky as well. I'll give you as many options as you want, or even better, check out my website at kevinandrewrivera.com, because that site basically takes you to everything else that can help you reach me. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me and ask. I'm more than happy to help people out. I always say that a rising tide sails all ships. I think that's the right expression. You can't do this on your own. You have to have people around you in your community that care for you, that are passionate about the things that you are a part of. And we all want to help each other out to make sure that we can succeed and keep killing it and have more fun and get to dub the next anime. And just, hit me up, man. That's all I'm trying to say.
To make it easy, just go down to the description of this video. Right over there, you're going to find Kevin's social media. Just one click and you're going to make it to all social media and even the webpage. And we, like always, guys, we ask for the like of this video, subscribe, like, and share, and you can find us all our social media everywhere except Twitter. So just find us at Koki Otaku. So Kevin, thank you so much for so great time.
Onyx, you are the freaking man. Seriously, thank you so much. If you guys haven't subscribed to this channel yet, El Koki Otaku is the place to be. So please hit that subscribe button. Go follow all the social medias he just mentioned. Just do it. He's a cool dude. He's a wonderful, warm-hearted. He has a lot of love and passion for this stuff. Even from watching all your previous episodes, I'm like, dude, this dude, he deserves it all, man. You should get all the love and attention, man, because you are one of us. That's.
You said you watched all the previous episodes, and the only thing that crossed my mind is those first episodes where my accent was so aggressive more than now.
Accents don't matter, man. It's all about the love.
Yeah, just try to understand me on those episodes. So, guys, see you in the next episode. Sayonara.
Adios.
I was holding it.
You got to keep that in the video.